Toy-polloi, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a toy restorer who does not exist. Toy-polloi, a young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the broken, the helpless, the powerless, in a world of collectors who operate above the law.
Welcome to Toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from Toy-polloi, and in today's video we're not going to be making any toy restorations or repairs. We are going to be making a nerd vest. If you've seen some of my recent toy hunting videos, you'll have seen that I've made myself a jacket which is covered in vintage patches and badges that are all sort of toy, sci-fi and movie related sort of badges, and it looks really cool. And I've actually managed to get so many badges that I have more than enough to make a second one, and I thought that's what I would do because I really like wearing the first one. It's really cool. I don't want to sort of over clutter it with badges because it just looks a bit of a mess. So having a second one I thought was a great option, and then I can alternate between the two. So I've been down to the shops and I bought myself a second denim jacket. This is a Levi's trucker jacket. I intend to cut the sleeves off because I prefer them as a vest, and as I say, I have a big pile of badges. Now some of these have been sent in, some of them I have collected myself, and a lot I have been buying off eBay. It's a right mix of badges, all sorts of different things. There's some Star Wars, there's some He-Man, there's the A-Team, and there's all sorts of things. So I do need to say a big thank you to anybody who has sort of given me badges recently. They are much appreciated, and you will most likely see them either on this jacket or on the previous jacket that I made. So today we are going to work on this, and I'll show you how I go about sort of sorting things out and making something that I think looks quite good. The first thing we need to do though is actually to work on this jacket. As I say, I don't want the sleeves on this, so although this is a brand new Levi's trucker jacket, the first thing I'm going to do is cut the sleeves off. Okay, so that is the first stage done. I've cut the sleeves off and this looks exactly how I want it. It is a nerd vest, essentially a denim jacket without the sleeves that you can wear over a hoodie, and it looks pretty cool. Now we've got to start doing the fun part, which is putting the badges and patches on. As you can see here, this is my bag of sort of patches and badges that I've sort of put to one side that I think will suit this jacket. This includes a whole load of sort of various styles and designs, things that I bought. Some are vintage, some are new, and some I've had custom made for this. The first custom made one is this, which I've actually bought off of Etsy. You can get these name patches for only a few pounds. I think this costs about £3, £4, something like that. So I've had a Toy-polloi name patch made, and I want to put that sort of above the pocket here on the left hand side. I think that's a good place for that to go. A lot of these new patches say that they are iron on. You can see they have this material on the back of them that you sort of take that off and iron it on. I've found that some of the modern ones don't actually work that well and you'll end up sewing them on. I will try ironing these, but chances are I'll end up having to sew around the edges. So there's quite a bit of sort of work that goes into making something like this because you have to do all of that. As I say, I've got badges as well, so I've actually got my own Toy-polloi badges. These are the things that I give out to people who help me with projects on the channel, and I've kept a few back so that I have some to wear. So I have a Toy-polloi badge there, which I think I'll put under the Toy-polloi name patch, and I have one here that says Fiddly Bits, so I'm going to be putting that there. Then if you look at my previous jacket, I've actually got a Terrahawk's Zelda cube on one of the collars. There's a place on eBay that sells those as pins, and they also sell the Zeroid, so I've just picked up this Zeroid one. I think I'm going to put the Zeroid on the other side here, so these jackets are sort of opposites to each other. The other one has the baddie on the collar, this one has one of the goodies on the collar. And from the same company, it turns out they also sell a little Gatchaman pin. So I have this little Gatchaman eagle, so Battle of the Planets eagle. I thought that was quite nice, so I'm going to put that on the other side of the collar. Now we need to start filling up some of these top areas, and for that I want to do patches. So I have here, you can see a whole selection of patches. There I've got the 51st Legion Star Garrison patch there. I've got an A-Team patch. This is a vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael patch. I've got the Powerpuff Girls because I like that. Then we have, obviously you've got a Skeletor, that might be quite cool. I have the Imperial insignia there, Star Wars 1. I've also got a tiny little sort of cute Ultraman character. I quite like that one. I've got this Autobot 1, and then I also have Lego. I thought it would be appropriate to have a Lego patch on this one, since I destroy so much Lego to fix toys. So I've got that. Also picked myself up a modern Blake 7 patch, just because I quite like Blake 7. I thought that was quite a nice one, so I have that. Then I have this one, which was designed by Moko Yo Robo, who is a friend of mine on Instagram. He creates all these really cool sort of mask style and transformer style bits of artwork. He's in fact done a bit of artwork for me, and it looks fantastic. So he sent me a few of these, and I've got a few of these on my other jackets. So I thought it'd be nice to have one of these on this jacket as well. So you can see I've got a whole selection, and really I just got to sort of place these and decide which ones look best. So I'm going to sort of have a play, see what looks nice. Some will go on the front. I want some to come down the front of the jacket. Then I want some on these side panels, and then of course we need bits on the back. I also have a few more on order that I've sort of bought off eBay, so maybe those will turn up in time. But let's just get sort of placing and see what looks nice. Okay, so I am happy with that as an initial layout. Sometimes less is more with these things. I think you can over clutter them, and certainly with doing my previous jacket I've learned that having few sort of spread out actually looks a lot better than sort of clustering them all together. So I think this is going to look quite nice. I've still got quite a lot of space here at the bottom, but I don't have that many small things. I'm hoping maybe in the future I can find some smaller patches to put along the bottom here. But for now, this top section is looking really good. And so that I don't lose these positions, I've actually pinned everything in place. So you can see these are all pinned on, because I'm going to try and iron on the newer ones that I've got. I know the A-Team patch is one that I can iron on. This one supposedly is, although the previous one I got, as I say, didn't work, so I did have to sew it on. That one I know has to be sewn on. This is also an old patch, so this has been taken off something else, so that will have to be sewn on. This Skeletor, again, is second hand, so it needs to be sewn on. This one is brand new, so I think may just iron on. So let's do the ironing first and see what happens. You need a very hot iron. You need to put a tea towel or something over the top of these and iron it on for at least 60 seconds. Then I'm going to turn it over and I'll also iron from the inside as well, just to make sure it is glued properly. If it doesn't look like it's glued, sometimes these smaller bits don't seem to glue very well. I will then go around and sew everything on sort of separately. But let's do the ironing first and see if that works. Then we can turn this over and we'll start doing exactly the same to the back. Okay, and you can see this is the first side done. It's looking really quite nice. I had a couple of issues with the iron-on pieces. This 18 patch did iron on okay, but as I mentioned, sometimes these smaller bits, so the bits where the text is sticking out, just don't want to stick, so I've ended up sewing that one on. And the toy-polloi badge that I bought there, I was actually really disappointed. When I ironed it on, the iron-on part hasn't actually worked very well. It's not really attached. And also, whatever thread has been used to do this, the ink started coming off. In fact, it came off onto the tea towel that I was using to cover it. So I'm actually going to replace that. I've ordered another one in a different style, and I'm going to remove that, which is why I've not sewn this on. I'm going to sort of actually just sort of pull that off at some point and replace it. But for now, that will have to do until that arrives. As you can see, I've put all the badges on in the sort of final places that I'm quite happy with. I found this really cool Space 1999 badge on eBay. It's a vintage badge, and it says Space 1999 out Selfridges. I just thought that was quite cool. Only cost a couple of pounds. And then some other badges that I've been given. So now we need to do the same on the back. So I'm going to flip this jacket over, get the patches out, and sort of work out where I want those to go as well, and then get sewing and ironing. I had much the same problems with the back as I did with the front, as in that the iron-on patches didn't actually iron on that well. A couple did really nicely. The Lego patch worked very well, and the Powerpuff Girls one did very well. This one I got from the States for LSRO, which is Space 1999, that was also really very good. The others were pretty hit and miss. The Blake 7 one barely stuck on at all. The Transformers Autobot one barely stuck on at all. And the new toy-polloi one that I put on the front, I did try ironing it on, and it just had absolutely no stick. It was supposed to be an iron-on patch, but it just didn't work. So in the end, I've sewn about half of these on, and some are just stuck on. So I have to say, you sort of take your chances depending on what you buy. Some will work, some don't. The overall effect now with this jacket, I really like. It's starting to look exactly how I wanted it. There's space to add more patches, which is something that I plan to do in future, but as it stands, it's a very wearable jacket, and certainly when people see it, they can tell exactly what sort of things I like, and they can see it is the start of a nerd vest. In time, I hope to find more patches to fill in the spaces, but that's a sort of long-term goal. Much like the first version of this jacket that I made, I'm slowly adding bits to it as I sort of find them. I don't want to sort of duplicate across the two vests, so I'm not going to put the same patches on both both vests. I want everything to be completely different, so they are completely different sort of looking vests. But this is something I've wanted to do for quite a while, and I'm very happy now that I have two to wear. So depending on what mood I'm in, I can wear the toy-polloi one to a toy fair, or I can wear the one that just says Dave on the front of it. But the overall effect is they look really very nice. A lot of these patches are easy to get. If you just go onto eBay, there are people making new patches for most things, so you can get them really quite cheaply. And then the other stuff, the sort of the vintage things, as I say, people have given them to me, or again, I've just been buying them as I see them. Again, eBay is a very good place to find those, and you'll also find them at flea markets and toy fairs. So if you want to make your own, just sort of start up a little bag of cool bits, and once you've got a sort of a reasonable amount, get yourself a jacket, start sewing, and you'll have something that looks this nice. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.